Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the StudentLoanJustice.org live stream. If I can see your comments on either Twitter or Facebook, I will respond to them. It's not always guaranteed, but we'll see how it goes. I want to keep tonight's live stream pretty brief. First of all, the most important policy thing that I'm going to tell anybody today, you really need to know this, is that we are not going to see meaningful student loan cancellation from the Biden administration unless and until we get the threat of bankruptcy returned. Nobody wants to file for bankruptcy. It's a terrible thing to have to do. But as a practical matter, unless Joe Biden is faced with the threat of a massive wave of filings, larger than anything we've ever seen in this country, unless he feels that he's not going to be compelled to meaningfully cancel loans. This up to $50,000 loan cancellation proposal that we see from Elizabeth Warren, that's the most he will do. And that is nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. Up to $50,000 could mean anything. And we've been doing this for 17 years now. And I can tell you that it will come to almost nothing for almost everyone in the continued absence of bankruptcy protections. There is also the prospect that this lending program is going to be turned back on. People are going to be asked to begin repaying on May 1st. Very few people are going to. But think about your own situation. Do you want to face that predicament May 1st with or without at least the threat of bankruptcy in your back pocket? So the most important legislative thing I'm going to say today, we've got a bill, S-2598. It's in the Senate. It's very well positioned. It's bipartisan. If you want student loan cancellation, maybe you just want a break on interest or some other negotiated settlement, or maybe if you need to file for bankruptcy, although few people should have to, you need to be fighting for this bill. It's the most important thing. If you want any of those good things to happen, I don't think we'll see it unless and until then. So today, the big question of the hour is, will Joe Biden extend the loan repayment pause or not? A couple of months ago, I'd say it was about a 60-40 that they were going to try and turn the lending program back on. But as has happened in previous, going on 2 years now, the closer we get to that date, the less likely it would appear that they are going to actually turn the lending program back on. It's a failed lending system, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly 2/3 of all borrowers were not paying before the pandemic. When and if they try and turn this thing back on, I'll be stunned if even 20% of the people resume paying. So the lending system is dead. It's dead man walking. It's sort of rigor mortising as we speak. But, a couple of our members were like, why are we not fighting to push Biden to extend the repayment moratorium? And I'll be honest, I'm kind of on the fence on this question. If you have any thoughts, I'm very happy to hear them. But, my first thought is this. Kicking the can down the road is not going to work again. It's not. They can extend the repayment pause past the November elections, and the Democrats will, I would say absolutely, will not retain the House and the Senate. People want these loans gone. People have had 2 years to reflect on their lives. People are done. They're done. This lending system is a dead man walking. It's vanishing into a mist of illegitimacy as we speak. We're tired of this can. It's been kicked since George W. Bush. Obama said, don't kick the can. Obama kicked the can. Trump kicked the can. We're done. This can is now a 55-gallon toxic barrel of radioactive waste. So I'm not a big fan of either extending or not extending the repayment plan. Frankly, I see it as a distraction. Now, I know a lot of people out there absolutely do not want to and will not resume paying on their student loans. So I understand that. And, my other observations on this is that the establishment in Washington, D.C., they would much rather, and they have over the past year and a half, gone to some lengths to push the president to extend the repayment pause. And I see that happening yet again. So our group, why should we waste our time urging the president to kick this can down the road? To me, that makes no sense. We need to be pushing right now for our bill, S2598. I want these loans gone. I'm a student loan borrower, just like you. We fight only and absolutely for the borrowers. That has always been true, will always be true as long as this organization exists. I would like for this organization to not exist because I would like to see these loans canceled. And the only thing I can see that's going to make that happen is getting, first of all, S2598 passed, which returns bankruptcy rights to federal student loans. Very important. It's not a perfect bill, but it's a very good bill. There's a 10-year waiting period attached. And as I said, it's only for federal student loans. But that's, 90% of all student loan debt. So it's a hugely important bill, hugely important. If you forget everything I say tonight, at least remember that. But, I don't want to go out of my way to jump on the bandwagon with all the establishment groups who go, extend the repayment pause. Guys, I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's a distraction. It's a waste of our time. We have a far more important battle to be fighting right now. This bill is in committee. It's being marked up as we speak. I can't tell you everything that I know. Unfortunately, I like to tell everything I know as I know it. So I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you this bill is going forward. And right now, us pushing particularly Republican senators means everything. Like, it means everything, guys. It just does. We don't want to see a terrible outcome where, they extend the repayment pause. And right before the election, Joe Biden goes, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to now cancel up to $50,000. Because what that'll mean? That'll mean you're not getting 50, first of all. There's means testing, there's application, there's bureaucracy, there's all this nonsense. You're not getting 50,000. You're getting 13 grand. You get 3 grand. Oh, you get 18 grand. Congratulations. You get nothing because you're in default. You get nothing because you didn't fill out your form correctly. It's gonna be the same as all the other bullshit, pardon my French, loan cancellation gimmicks that we've seen. And in the continued absence of bankruptcy protections, that's what we're going to get. It's the truest thing I'll say tonight. 17 years we've been doing this. No, we don't have any secret deals with secret people. We don't have any hidden agenda. We want these loans gone. Now, with the threat of bankruptcy returned, there's 40 million distressed student loan borrowers in the country. 40 out of 45 million. That's like 84% or something like that. Most student loan borrowers, like the vast majority of student loan borrowers, were losing sleep over their loans before the pandemic. Most were not paying. The threat of, who knows, 10, 15, 20 million people, maybe more, flooding the bankruptcy courts to the point of seizure. Like in an average year, fewer than 1 million people file for any reason. The threat of a cascade of bankruptcy filings larger than anything we've ever seen in this country before, going back and before the Great Depression, I kid you not, that is going to be more than enough to get Biden to meaningfully, broadly, maybe even totally cancel student loans. That is the way forward, ladies and gentlemen. And I know I said I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about fighting for ending the repayment pause. I get that people definitely don't want to pay. And again, I just don't think that we have anything meaningful to add to that thing because the establishment has already got that whole debate well in hand. We'll probably see a repayment extension. I don't have a crystal ball, but that's kind of the way it looks to me. Now, on the other hand, I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. I'm probably going to piss a few people off. In many ways, I almost would like to see them actually demand people to begin repaying. I would actually almost kind of like to see them rip this Band-Aid off. Let's see Joe Biden in all his evil glory or whatever you want to call it and say, start paying. Because I know what's going to happen after that. Everybody is going to freak the F out. And honestly, I think maybe that's sort of the energy that we need to finally put this lending system in the ground and bury it and get it done and gone and relegated to the scrap heap of failed U.S. policy history. But again, I'm on the fence. I'd much rather myself, and everybody watching this don't worry about that so much, but rather focus your energies on helping us fight for S2598. I mean, to me, it's absolutely clear, and I hope that the truth of what I'm saying is getting through to you. I know what of I speak. The people in our group have been around for a couple of years. Anybody who knows this issue even halfway well should know what I just said is true. Particularly for the older people out there who have seen one loan cancellation gimmick after another over decades, multiple decades. We need to change this game, and getting the threat of bankruptcy back is what is going to change this game. So stick with us, guys. I tell you, it's the truth. And think about if the worst happens and Biden does turn the lending program back on May 1st. Do you want to face May 1st naked and vulnerable like we all are today without the threat of bankruptcy on our side? Or do you at least want to have that one tiny little toothpick of last recourse power that exists for every other borrower, for every other type of loan? Very good reason that the founding fathers called for uniform bankruptcy laws in the Constitution, ladies and gentlemen. This student loan monstrosity is exactly what they wanted to avoid. Hey, we have a couple comments here. I see from here's Vanji. Vanji says, so I've again jumped into the water, nose deep, 100%. I love that, Vanji. Everybody's afraid and ashamed and guilty, and they don't want to stand up publicly and say, don't want to fight with us. I understand that. And that's the main power that our opposition has over us. Your fear, your reluctance is our opposition wants you sitting on the sidelines. They want you waiting and watching and reading Forbes magazine and doing nothing and worrying. That's what they want. Don't give them the pleasure. We need you with us in this fight, like Vanji. And I'm not going to say too much about Vanji, but Vanji has felt the pain of this lending scam firsthand. She has been hurt far worse than many people. And I'm thrilled that people like Vanji and I know Matthew, Joanna are out there in the trenches helping us fight. And hopefully you guys will confirm that it feels good to fight this battle. It's empowering. The founders are on our side. 45, 60 million people are on our side. Hundreds of millions of people are on our side, whether they know it or not. Because remember, guys, this is sort of the camel's nose under the tent. If they can do to other loans what they did to student loans, there is no telling where this ends. We could be living in sort of a slave state in 20 or 30 years if the bad guys are allowed to continue to do what they do. We're a better country than that. Every generation has had its war to fight, whether it's a kinetic war or social war or whatever you want to call it. Well, this is our war. We need you. The country needs you. And, if there was another group out there fighting the right battle, like the right strategy to win, I would take this thing behind me and I'd throw it in the garbage or give it away or something. And I would join that group. But unfortunately, guys, the group is us. We are a weak group by design. If we were a band, we'd be the Grateful Dead. If we were a party, we'd be a potluck. You have to bring your own stuff to this party. You've got to help. Now, I know we have a ton of very smart, very passionate, very intelligent, and well-connected people out there who should be helping us. If you haven't been helping us to this point, now is the time. Between now and November or now and December, by the end of this congressional session, this is where it counts, ladies and gentlemen. So I would beg you if I thought it would help, but come on, guys, these are your loans. This is your problem. This is your livelihood at stake. I don't know how old or young you may be, but speaking for the older people on this group, which I am now a member of, you don't want to spend the next 2 decades of your life conquered and enslaved by this debt. Don't be that guy. More people should have been helping us when we were younger. They didn't. We were the pioneers. We still are the pioneers. We need your help. Take this seriously. Don't do it for the glory or the credit. Do it because it's the right thing to do, not only for us and 45 million people who don't know about, most 44 million of those 45 million people don't know about us, but they should. We've got over 1 million people now, which is not bad, but we need way more. Tell everybody you know about this group. Tell everybody you know about our petition, change.org/cancel student loans. More than anything right now, as a practical matter, tell everyone you know and lead by example to go to our website, studentloanjustice.org, and do the very easy daily actions on that site. They're simple. You need a Twitter account. I will give you that. You gotta, it's a Twitter thing. 80% of it is Twitter. Not all of it's Twitter. Most of it's Twitter. I hate Twitter. You hate Twitter. Everybody hates Twitter, but Twitter is pretty useful, guys, I have to say. So do a month or 2 months worth of our daily actions. It will help tremendously. Like right now, for example, we're hitting the bad guys. People like all these disgusting fake swamp organizations. They claim to be conservative, but they're not. They're not conservative. They claim to be fighting for smaller government. They're not. They're not fighting for smaller government. They are now demanding that this loan system be turned back on. So maybe we are kind of engaged in this battle in one way or another. People like Grover Norquist. Grover is famous for saying that government should be small enough that if you had to, you could take it to the bath and drown it in the tub. Well, that very same Grover Norquist is now fighting tooth and nail, defending the worst big government lending scam in our nation's history. So we got to take this guy down. And I like Grover. I kind of like what he says about small government. I kind of agree with that personally. But hey, Grover has jumped the shark. Grover Norquist, you heard it here first, has jumped the shark. I heard that Grover Norquist actually took out PPP loans, by the way, which is not something I would expect a libertarian to do. So shame on Grover Norquist. And if you look at our 5 most recent tweets, you will see us just shellacking this guy. We need your help with these. You know, if all million of our people were actually doing our daily actions, we would overwhelm every Twitter account of every sitting politician, every pundit, every beltway swamp creature ever, always. This battle would be won. Like, that's how big of a muscle we have potentially to flex. But it only matters when you help us flex it, guys. Many hands make heavy work light. I think the Amish say that. How true that is. You can't sit there and wait and watch and worry and expect that somebody else is going to pull your weight. You're not better than us. You're not. Trust me, you're not. We need your help. We need you getting your knuckles dirty. And as Vanjie says, jump in. The water is fine. Trust me, guys. I've been doing this for 17 years now, and it feels nothing but good to be fighting this battle. The bad guys, they scurry like cockroaches when the lights are turned on, when I come around and when Vanjie and other people come around and confront these people. They know they are wrong. And that is the strongest thing I'm going to say tonight. Hey, I have a couple more comments. I'm going to try and go through them quickly and then probably sign off. Oh, we've got a ton of comments. Okay, I'm going to get through as many as I can, guys. I don't see this live stream going another 5 minutes, though. I think I've said too much already or whatever. But Leslie Fishman, great to see you. Can you create another bot? Thank you for asking, Leslie. That's what I can handle very quickly. We have a resist bot. There it is. Do it on your cell phone. It's quick. It's easy. Text, quote unquote, sign PSQ VFQ to 50409. Just do it. It's quick. It's easy. It's fast. It's arguably kind of fun. Thanks for that question, Leslie. Kelly Kessler says, absolutely. I retweet everything and signed up for Twitter just to do that. Thank you, Kelly. I admire and salute you. I salute everybody out there that's doing the work. We know who we are. For every one of us, there's probably 20 people on this group that isn't doing anything. That's got to change. So good on us. We are the pioneers, and we know that we're the real, and good on us. We are not I love the idea of a cryptocurrency SLJ coin. I looked into that. I would love to do it. I don't have the time and the wherewithal to create a crypto. I know you can do it. I tried once on the Ethernet platform. I want to sort of avoid the specter of this looking like some kind of a pyramid scheme. So there is that, but I like the idea of an SLJ crypto, Medi. If you have any special skills there, I would love to do it. Maybe for entertainment purposes or something to begin with, and who knows where it might go. I don't want to get rich off of this, guys. Trust me, we believe that. It's not what we do. And if I showed you my apartment, you would believe me. Kelly Kessler, a very important motivational point. Action decreases anxiety. I'm telling you, it's cathartic. It's cathartic. Be funny. This battle is great because we win all of our battles. Like all the naysayers, they are easily defeated. And if you go to our Medium website, studentloanjustice.medium.com, and if you read our most recent 5 to 6 articles, you will know pretty much what I know, and you will be a very fine and fit student loan justice warrior. We need you fighting this fight. The bad guys are very easy to shut down, but you've got to show up. You've got to actually shut them down. So important. Thank you, Kelly. I am having a problem seeing all of our comments. I apologize for that. I can only see like 4 at a time or something. I don't know what's going on here. But guys, I hope that you can sort of see how I'm more positive and optimistic today than I've ever been. We got some good news today from Washington, D.C. Can't tell you what it is. I'm sorry. I will tell you as soon as I possibly can. Things are happening, guys. We need you. We need you in this battle right now. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Joanna there in Florida. She has been doing the daily actions, and it's working. Like, she single-handedly is right on the verge of getting, hopefully, us a meeting with Governor Ron DeSantis, or at least his staff. We can get Republican governors on our side, ladies and gentlemen. This is a states' rights issue. This is a state sovereignty issue. The people of Florida owe $120 billion in student loan debt. Can you imagine stripping $120 billion out of the state of Florida? What would that do to the state of Florida? Can you imagine stripping $141 billion out of the state of Texas? And again, sending that money to Washington, D.C.? There's nothing conservative about that. There's nothing Republican or MAGA about that. There's nothing Grover Norquist could possibly say to defend that, although he is trying, because he is a sold-out whore. Pardon my French. Grover, you're a whore. Pardon my French again. I'm going to look one more time for comments, guys. I want to get all your comments on. It's probably about a 50-50 that's going to happen. Come on, comments. Come on now. I don't know if Facebook plays these games. Maybe if I do a full screen, that will get us going. Let me just see. But yeah, guys, I'm stoked. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Jumped into the water, nose deep, 100%. I love that, man. Shut up, Alan. I'm stoked, guys. We're in the best position we've ever been in. If ever you were going to turn over a new leaf and actually help us, now is the time. These are your loans. We need you. This is your livelihood at stake here. Come on, guys. Spread the word. I can't do it. We don't have money for advertising. We don't play any of those games. We're like the Grateful Dead. Don't forget that. You got to come to this party and bring your own spliff, as they say. I don't know if they say that. But yeah. So we're up to 27 comments now. I can only see 4 of them, guys. I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's happening on this. So I'm sorry. We're going to have to throw these comments around after the fact and do an after party for this live stream. But all right, guys, hang in there. I'll be back on Friday. Elle will be back on Thursday. We got this, guys. We got it. Finally, we got it. Just don't be distracted. So good luck. Spread the word. Godspeed, everybody, and God bless.